And this is the food plot that I have planted in the middle of, well, actually it's July 1st right now. Say the middle of May, or June, but it is July 1st, and you can see how green and lush all this stuff is. I mean, it's tall, and it promotes it. And these deer are going to come in here, especially around here, where there is no agriculture really to speak of in the area. It's just deep woods everywhere. These deer will come in here and they'll feed in here. And you could see, I don't know how well it comes up on the camera, but there's trails all through this stuff. It's easy to tell where the deer have been walking through this tall grass. And what a difference the picture is from last time. I mean, you can't even see back in there, and on that trees that spring, and it's just it's going to be a really good spot to see deer. I'm coming out here, going to hang up a trail cam and see what kind of deer walk through this area. In the spring and in the summer, when you're trying to do some habitat improvement, don't forget to try to include some water in that. A lot of people, I mean, as they should, they focus highly on the food plots and getting deer food, and that'll bring them in. But don't forget, a deer can go days without food. It can't go too long without water. It has to have water. It can live without food. It has to have water. So putting a little watering hole in your area where there's not, if you don't have any creeks or anything around, if you could do that, is a really good idea, and it always draws deer into an area. And this is some more improvements I've done out here on my property. This little thing right here, this little pond, really nothing more than a watering hole. This was all wood. You can see that there's a stump there and trees, and then a couple over there. I come in here about a month ago, and this bank was here. This used to be a pond 25-30 years ago. The spring ran good, and this was full, and it was always crystal clear. Well, then the pond dried out, and it just never had been, and it was also grown over. And then we had a big flood out here not too long ago, the Nashville floods, and it flooded this, and you could see it was full of water. Well, then it went right down, of course, the next couple of days because it wasn't holding water. So that gave me the idea. I come out here and I cleared all this by hand. I come cut all the trees down, brought my string trimmer, cut all the grass down, and then I come into the pond with some soda ash, and I spread 3 bags of soda ash all through this pond. Actually, I did 2 bags at first. And then you could tell up through here, well, you can't really see it that well, but up into the back there, there's a spring that comes out of a rock over there. And I went back in there with a shovel and dug it all out and cleaned it out, and the spring started running again. And it started filling this pond up, and with a couple good rains. Of course, it's only probably 3 foot deep in the middle. But it has helped out tremendously around here. This is Tennessee, and it gets hot in the summertime, and these deer are going to want some places to come and get some water. When you're trying to improve your property, putting a pond on it is always a good idea. And with all the brush that I cleared in this area, I piled it into a big pile over here. And let me show you. I'm in the process of putting my blind right in there. I'm going to go ahead and stick my ground blind in right there with all this brush that's been here that I cleared from that pond. And from that to the pond, on the other side of it is a decent shot, and the deer will stand over there, and hopefully this fall we can draw the big buck into this area. For Total Outdoor Experience, this is Ralph Cody.